thought playing Sparta and Bannerlord would be overpowered, but it turns out it might actually be one of the grindiest playthroughs I've ever tried. Now let's see if Sparta can survive, but first, let's start at the beginning. Let's first go over the map. Starting from the south, we have Carthage, Seleucid, Bosporan, Athens, Macedonia, Nord, Gaelic, Roman, and then we have us. I would start up next to the big city of Amyclae, where we get our first recruits. We also go and buy some food for a road ahead, and we check out our gear. We then head to Atfinia, where we find some horsemen, which leads us to inspect the troop tree. Ooh. Whoa. They got decent... Whoa, look at this guy. Okay, damn. Oh, look at the hoplites. Here we got some mariners, marinated troops. We got high Spartan warriors. Ooh, we got bowman, and we got hippo. Ooh, those troops would be insane to have. The Spartans have access to a wide range of units, which is pretty exciting, which makes me think about all different compositions that we could pull off. Now we also head into our first battle against some looters, and we get to inspect our recruits, which mostly have spears and knives. After that first slaughter, we recover, get some slight reinforcements, and we also tackle some sea raiders. Oh, hello. Which are definitely a little bit more scary than the looters, having shields and spears that I got a pretty good taste of. Yeah, nice. After dealing with these interlopers, we take them as prisoner. We also take their gear, which is luckily also worth something, and we upgrade our recruits to horsemen, and we are back at it. Now after taking down the sea raiders, we head into a tournament, but we're already facing off against a noble quite early on. And with our skill, it is quite a tough matchup with 1 HP left, but we pull through. We take down the bowman, and we have won the tournament. It's worth 1k, that's not too bad. We sell the tourney prize and the rest of our gear in inventory, and we talk to Lexarios. We need 3 Valambi horses, Valambi coursers. I'll do that. Oh, that's far away. Okay, sure, we'll do it. And so we go on the long stretch to Valambi, get him the horses, really expensive. We then also deal with some nearby looters because they're already there and we're already there. And thanks to our horsemen, we also take minimal losses. And we're already also clan tier 1. Oh, we're clan tier 1, let's go! We then head all the way back to Sparta and we talk to Lexarios again. We give him his horses and we are paid back in return 2 to 3 times the cost of the horse purchase itself. We then talk to Lexarios once more because he has another quest. Let's see what Lexarios wants. Let's join them as a mercenary. 414, that's a really high price. Then he wants us to raid. Okay. They want us to strike 3 villages. That's gonna be kind of difficult. We then inspect our army or lack thereof. We gotta at least try. Who are we fighting? Oh shit. Fighting the Bosporans. We then upgrade the troops that we are able to into horsemen, and we march our way over. We start a raid on Pabestan, we take down the militia and the raid has begun. But already then, there's enemy lord nearby. Fuck, there's already a lord here. So sadly, we have to retreat. We hit the second village of Tismil, but the militia garrison was far too strong, and we had to retreat. We then head to the Seleucids, where we get some reinforcements and some mercenaries. I then try to level up our army, but dealing with some different bandits. Some mountain bandits, some sea raiders, and so forth. We slowly grind our way, even taking down a sea raider hideout. But if we're gonna be a raiding party and fight other lords, we're gonna need armor. We then sell the gear that we have grinded for, and we get an upgrade. Starting to look quite like a Spartan ourselves. We then talk to Lexarios, and he wants horses again. And since he pays quite a generous sum, I accept the quest. We march up to Valambi, we get him his horses, and we also try to take down another Sea Raider hideout, which leads to a duel. And we beat him with the kick of Sparta. We go back to Lexarios and we deliver him his horses. Of course, if the game allows us to even click on them, we're able to, and we then deliver him his horses. We have quite a sum of money and we can now pretty freely recruit what we need. We even take down bandits with quite the ease. We do tournaments here and there and we pretty much just settle into the grind. And after some days, we already reached Clan Tier 2. We even joined Sparta ourselves. You can look up your skirt. Thank you for the view, I guess. Our army has also grown quite a bit, both in tier and size. But war is closer than we thought. The war against Bosporans begins again. I rush straight into Bosporan territory and I start raiding Semira. And already then we can see 2 lords coming straight up to us. I make the decision to call off the raid and get the hell out of there. Because I don't want to lose the progress that I've gotten so far with our army. Our army is bigger, but it's only mid-tier, and I didn't want to lose all the progress. And so I kind of avoid the war. While meddling in Athens territory, we get called into war against the Macedonians, which are right next to me. So the first thing I do is I create an army. I don't have a lot of influence, but I use what I have. And we head straight for Thessalonica. My plan here is to starve out the garrison, while also pummeling down their walls, since we have the time to do so. But quickly, Lexarios shows up with his bigger army, and he takes over command. Me feeling it's kind of overkill to be that many on a siege, I move further up to the northern coast of Amphipolis, where I start another siege. But quickly an enemy army shows up and I am pushed out of the territory. I head back to Spartan territory as I don't have the influence to maintain the small army that I have. We then also get called into war against the Seleucids. Here we go. Again, I use the little influence that I have to make a small army, and I start the siege of Shibal Castle. And we head into our first Lord versus Lord battle. But Savine was a little bit quick when attacking us, and she didn't get the reinforcements of her nearby lord. Nice. Yeah, they got slaughtered. We take her down and continue the siege, but reinforcements come, and they're fast. We try to reach Abilitos, and we do. He joins our army, and then Milords gets scared. I hover around the castle, and I'm able to corner one of the enemy lords.
Yours is not a...
We then head straight back to the siege. We have an enemy army watching us, but I don't really care. We've broken down 2 of their walls, and they could attack any second, but we are faster on the trigger, and when they attack, we launch the siege. Since the walls are breached, my goal is to head through one of the breaches and open the main gate. I'm stuck. I'm actually stuck. They should be able to. They are, like, we have some really high tier troops. Oh yeah, look at all that green. They went straight through that wall. We pretty much have the highest tier troops that we can get at Sparta. So our melee is pretty tanky. So what's going on in the streets here? We get trolled by the game, we barely get any gear. That's all the loot we get. We took the castle, our high tier troops definitely helped, because there was a lot in the garrison. We call in these at least for a little bit of influence. We need to save the rest of the influence though. We then call in reinforcements because we have to defend the castle, and talk about defending the castle. There's 1,300 enemies outside the castle, and our walls are still breached. And so the siege defense starts, and it's looking kinda bleak. And not only that, I'm apparently also a target for our own friendly troops. Can't you put like those balls in there instead? What the f— oh, my own catapult hit me. Yeah, fuck this shit. Sadly, we fall in battle, and since pretty much all the walls are breached, they get through the main gate pretty fast, and from there, it's over. We're taken prisoner, and we sit there. At least we tried. How the hell are we minus in influence? Even after that loss, we got put in minus in influence. But it doesn't stop me from making my own archer army a few days later, doing some small raids against Macedonia. How are we losing the archer war? That's my question. We got 137 archers. Yeah, it's not really going well for us, but what can you do? We then get chased by a pretty huge Macedonian army who are somehow faster than us. How are you so fucking fast? Help me. Help me! We're then just able to reach a friendly who joins us in battle. But the game scams us once again and we're alone in the battle. Apparently he didn't join, and now it's our archers against enemy heavy Macedonian cavalry. We generally can't win, and so we retreat and we're dead. We're caught as a prisoner again, and we are back to square one again. But at least Alkila gives birth to a baby, which is pretty cool. Because apparently the second child, I don't know, I haven't really kept track, and one child grows up. Hey, look who's of age. Hell, that guy looks like he's 50. Anyways, a few days later, we're sieging Melion, cast of the Macedonians, and we get attacked by an enemy army. And we head into one of our first big battles. We have better infantry than the enemy, but the enemy has pretty heavy cavalry, as the Macedonians always do. But we're dead. And somehow we lose? We're actually losing that. That's weird. Even having like doubled the enemy troops. So, you know, yeah. It is at this point where I kind of lose hope. I kind of lose the will to know what the fuck to do, and I get like my little sad monologue, because what does one do when you get put back to square one repeatedly and you feel like the enemy armies just have a knack over yours, you know? We can't do it. Like, we actually just can't do anything. Like, the Spartan army is so bad early on. Like, the early troops are so bad that I don't even know what to really do. We don't have influence to do anything. We're kind of just stuck, and all we can do is kind of farm bandits, but that doesn't really do anything either, does it? Back to epicness. There's an enemy Roman army outside Sesta Daim Castle, and we got a friendly army walking in as well. This could be where we take down this huge Roman army and we get a victory, and a battle begins. It's the same terrain as the last time where we lost 2-1, but this time I believe in us. We're the leader of the cavalry, and I believe we can do this. We had died, but it wasn't over. We had been able to do a lot of damage with our cavalry. Now it was up to the remaining army, and with a carpet of green, we genuinely mopped the floor with them. I don't know if that makes any sense, but we had done it, and we finally got a victory that actually felt good. And we're back home defending territory, and we deal with a Seleucid army. I'd fallen again, but we pulled through. We got a victory, and a big one as well. And not only that, we reached clan tier 3. So we head over to the Seleucids, and we bully a patrol as well. We were on a roll, and we were able to upgrade our army even further. But we were not out of the enemy's grasp yet. And an enemy army catches us. 76 cavalry?
Whoa! Infantry! Get moving! On me! Footmen, hear me! Infantry! Advance! Footmen, hear me! Horses! Attack now!
We had pushed through the enemy infantry and now we're taking down the archers. And after this, it will be pretty smooth sailing as we could set up a defensive formation against enemy cavalry. We now joined our troops on foot, and it was looking pretty good. And we were put down. And this is the most gut-wrenching part of this story. Our spearmen formation of royal hoplites decides to break formation and run into the cavalry when the cavalry is charging them. They don't even care to hold any type of formation. Every time the cavalry charges them, they run into the cavalry to suicide. Until there was pretty much no one left and we had lost. And we were now back to square one yet again. And so I joined a tournament to try and lighten the mood and maybe win a little bit. We go up against some nobles. It's not going to be easy. But sadly, we lose this as well. Fuck. We then join a second tournament, and this time we're actually against our son's wife, Gunjadrid, who ends up being quite a tough opponent. This kind of made me regret giving her such good armor, because it made this battle so long and so stressful. But we had beaten her, but we now had to beat her again. And so we're back in it with the pool noodle fight. And we beat her again. We finally win a tournament. Now I set up a small army and I go to raid the Seleucids because we need a victory. But my army isn't of the best quality as we had just lost in the major battle earlier. While raiding, we get snuck up on by Gudenhelda.
If you have anything to say...
Why are you attacking us? She kinda stupid or... Oh shit, that's why. And so we head into a battle with pretty much a bunch of recruits on our side, but we outnumber them. My focus here is to deal as much damage to the archers as possible and not make them shoot our lower tier recruits, because they will of course take a lot of damage from archers because they don't have that good armor. And we did a good job. We fell in battle, but that was okay. We're able to win the battle, and that's pretty much all that mattered. We take some of the enemy units as prisoners, and we get a decent amount of gear, but there were still the enemy lords nearby, and we had to run. And so I inspect my army, and I think about it for a long time of what I should really upgrade into. But I don't really know what the enemy formations are, and so I upgrade most into hoplites. And also upgrade our archers to a tier higher. The hoplites have pretty long spears and decent enough swords, and so maybe we can deal with cavalry. But I realize that the higher tier enemy army are faster than us, and they will catch us, and so I do the only logical thing before we're set back to square one yet again. I quit the game.